place, or will we see pictures of movie star selfies and cats on the front page of the New York Times?
Well, I don't think we'll see him on the front page of the New York Times, but we'll see him every place else. People, you know, that's why People magazine became the most profitable magazine you know, maybe in the world, certainly in the United States, by quite a margin. You know, Fortune magazine was still turning out things that I love to read, but it was People that sold. No, unfortunately, I think the great majority of people are going to like things very, very brief. They're going to like personalities. You know, but there will be people also that care about more in-depth journalism.
I was reading Robert Redford was quoted that he created Sundance because the studios were doing things for the young kids, Transformers and science fiction, and he wanted a place to do independent movies. Do you think the same thing applies to the media in the examples that you just gave, that there'll be an independent flourishing?
Well, there will be first-class journalism in institutions devoted to that, or publications devoted to that, and there is a big enough market for that. It's not where most of the money will be, and money will drive what the public sees.
Any parting advice before the end of our interview for the journalism student?
I think it's wonderful. If I didn't do what I do in my life, I would want to be a journalist. I mean, I consider myself a journalist to some extent. I assign myself a story. I say, is the Washington Post Company worth $22 a share in 1973? I say, you know, is the BNSF Railroad worth us paying $34 billion? I assign myself the story. It's my working hypothesis that it is, but then I go and look for the facts, and I try not to be selective about the facts that I use as input. So journalism, it's fascinating. You know, I love it. I would say that A, you should always observe that rule about not letting the hypothesis determine the story. B, you've got to learn. You've got to learn about accounting. You've got to learn about how business works if we're talking about business journalism. And you can always get smarter. And if you do the right kind of a job, you will attract the right kind of sources. I mean, you know, I am a source for certain journalists, and the reason I am is because I admire their work. And, you know, the others get no place with me. So it's very important to, if you want to become a great journalist, you know, to behave like one as you go along, and then all the other pieces will fall into place. And you want to have a curiosity about business. You know, there are so many good stories that haven't been written yet, a few of them which I know. And so you couldn't be working in a better area. And there's always going to be business. Business is always going to be important to the body politic as well as be interesting to a lot of readers. And if there are so few that are good, that you're going to stand out if you really work at it.
One last question. You're expecting 40,000 at this year's annual meeting?
I wouldn't be surprised if we topped that, yeah.
This is your own social media gathering, you know that. The annual meeting has become a media frenzy, yet you've managed to maintain a common touch. Do you attribute that secretly to your ukulele playing?
No, I think I attribute it to the fact that I promised the crowd I won't play the ukulele. That's why they come.
Break a little, that's the story of